Go. Well, hello and welcome to another DevNation Live Tech Talk. We're coming to you from all over the planet like we always do. In my case, I'm still here in Raleigh, North Carolina, right? But we also have Edson Yanaga, who's going to be a co-host with us today. He's going to be hanging out. Say hi, Edson.
Hello, folks. It's good to see you here. And yes, now we have two hosts. It's hard to tell us apart, but I don't have a goatee. Yes.
Yeah, I got to get more facial hair, but you're wearing glasses again.
Exactly. Just to confuse people. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going live right now, and this is a live event. We're going to probably break some things, have some fun, break the internet. But we have a very special guest today. His name is Abhishek, and he's going to tell us more about himself. I want you to introduce yourself so that people know kind of what your background is and what you do at Red Hat before we dive into the technical content.
So I work with a team in R&D section in Red Hat where we focus on contributing to the operator world, mostly middleware operators. So I've been working with various middleware teams who are writing their operator for the OpenShift and the Kubernetes.
Okay. So middleware technology, things in the Java ecosystem like Keycloak, as well as OpenShift and Kubernetes. So you're one of the few people that have the dual skill set of Java-based middleware and OpenShift Kubernetes.
Yes.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, go ahead and screen share. Let's see if that comes through the internet connection. And let's go ahead and try to run your presentation and your demonstration.
My name is Abhishek Kosarwal. Today we are going to see how you can secure your Vue.js application using Keycloak. Let's see the agenda. So today we will see a Keycloak overview, core concepts, integration pattern with Vue app, end-to-end flow, token refresh and token validation, demo, following with the Q&A session. Let's understand what and why of Keycloak. So what is Keycloak? Keycloak is an open source identity solution for your modern application, APIs, native applications, desktop applications, mobile applications, or any kind of platform or architecture that you want to secure with a single sign-on mechanism. Now see why you need Keycloak. So it's a reliable solution. As we say, Red Hat is built on Red Hat products. So if you visit any Red Hat web application, it is secured using Keycloak or RHSSO, which is downstream version of Keycloak. Strong community support and customizable architecture, so you can customize and you can also reach out to community if you are stuck with any of the problem. They are very responsive. And third point is portability. So you can migrate your application from different cloud, and you can migrate your Keycloak architecture as well. So it gives you a portable solution. You can export the entire configuration very easily, and you can even do the upgrade very easily. Quick recap about OAuth2 and OpenID Connect. These are security specification protocols that most of you are familiar with. So OpenID Connect gives you all three, where if you say OAuth2, you are only getting authorization, but in case of OpenID Connect, you get all three features. And you can also say it's a subset of OpenID Connect. And all this security protocol works on the delegation, basically that you can see in this cute picture. So you are delegating your security responsibility to Keycloak. Let's understand the core concepts here. So this architecture diagram will give you a good understanding of what comes with Keycloak. So in the Keycloak UI dashboard, you can configure all those things very easily. So main configuration goes around this realm configuration. So realm is like a namespace which isolate your configuration, and you can configure your client, your roles, your security defense mechanism, and it comes with identity provider like OpenID Connect, SAML, or you can also do social logins with using the identity provider setup. And you can also allow your LDAP or Kerberos user to get authenticated using Keycloak. So realm you can create multiple realm. It is said that you should use master realm for administrative purpose, and you can use different realms for actual use. Let's move app integration. So for integrating any application with Keycloak, you just need to do simple things. One is create a realm if you want to do some separation, like for your external users or internal users, you can create two realm. And in the external realm, you can just need to create a client. For any application, you need to create a client for the integration. When you create a client, you need to provide two things. One is which protocol you want to use. Second thing is which resource endpoint you want to secure. And each application your needs to use this Keycloak adapter, which comes with language specifications. Like if you want to use JavaScript adapter, you can install from npm. You can use backend adapter for Java applications, or you can also get Android or iOS SDK adapters. So these adapter allow you to do a request response kind of mechanism with a Keycloak API endpoints over the HTTPS protocol. So one thing is important, that you should use HTTPS when you communicate over your client. Let's move to the integration pattern with Vue.js. So in this demo, I have created a DevNation realm, which under which I have created a client Vue app. You can call it any name you want. With your Vue application, you just need to install this Keycloak JavaScript adapter. You can install from the npm registry, or you can download from the Keycloak website. So when a user wants to access your Vue application, your application will redirect or delegate your authentication to the Keycloak server. So you will see a Keycloak authentication page where user enter his credentials. Once user enter his credentials, he gets redirected to the your Vue application, where he can access the secured resources. So this is the very simple flow, and later on, once this process is done, your Keycloak adapter is responsible to communicate with the Keycloak server to exchange the token. We'll see how that happens. So to understand the end-to-end architecture, I have created one Quarkus backend API for this front-end application. So same process, I've created a Quarkus PFF client in the Keycloak under the same realm. And with the Quarkus, you get a Quarkus Keycloak adapter that you can use to protect your REST endpoint. So I have very simple user REST endpoint. Your Vue.js application is getting token from the key server, which token can be passed using the request header as a bearer token. So with every request, you need to pass this token to get a response from the secured endpoint. And we'll see how the token validation in the next slide. So in this picture, you can see your Keycloak expose certain REST endpoints for every realm. So there are many REST endpoints, but I have specifically mentioned two which are important to us. One is this cert endpoint, and another one is this token endpoint. Your front-end application will be requesting token from this endpoint, or sending a refresh token. So you can have a loop of interval where you request a token before your access token gets expired. So you can keep getting your token refreshed. It is important to refresh your token for the security purpose. So if let's say somebody gets access to your token, then it can be a security breach for you. So you need to keep rotating your token, so and expiring your token, so it becomes a secure environment for you. And your Quarkus backend during the startup will fetch this JSON web key set. So this is done internally, and you can also do it by yourself if you are writing a new architecture or any backend application that you don't see a adapter is provided. So you can fetch this JSON web key set, which is used to validate any JWT token passed from your front-end application. And token validation comes with three things that you must check. One is your algorithm for the header that you have used. Second thing, you can check the payload. In the payload, it comes with certain parameters, so you can check the client or you can check the user based on your choice. You can check more details. And third thing, you can verify the signature using this key set. So this is the process of validating a JWT token that you can do by yourself, or the Quarkus adapter do a lot of things for you. So let's see the demo here. So I'm using Keycloak version 10 and I'm in the bin directory. So you can just go to bin directory and I'm running in the standalone mode. So I already created an admin user for my Keycloak instance. So this is the main dashboard for Keycloak where I have already created multiple realms. This is the master realm which is used to administrate your Keycloak instance. So I have created a DevNation realm, and under that realm I have created two clients. One is Vue app client and another one is Quarkus client. And you can create a client from here. So basically you can give any name and you can create the root URL. So let's understand the client a little better. So three things are mandatory. One is your client ID, and this is where you provide the protocol and access type. So for client side applications is similar to a JavaScript application or your Vue.js application. The access type should be public because you are exposing this configuration to your client side, and this will be your root URL of your application. So once the authentication is done, where you want to redirect, so this will be same. This one is important for handling the course issue, so cross origin request issues. So if you are like using in dev environment or multiple people are using your application, then you can do a wildcard entry. So those domains won't face the cross origin issue, but if you are running in production, you can use either plus, which allow the subdomains, or you can only use the actual URL, which is much better. For the Quarkus PFF, I have created like the client protocol will be OpenID Connect and access type will be bearer because we just wanted to validate the JWT token here. We don't want to be public. We want to just validate the tokens. You can also choose confidential. So confidential can be choose if your backend is using the login flow. Let's say your Vue application is running as a embedded within your Quarkus application. In that kind of setup, you should choose a bearer only setup. And here you can see the realm settings. So this is one important place where you can set your token lifespan. So here it's configured as 5 minutes by default, but you can change according to your need. Let's understand the application code. So this is our Vue application code here, and this is very standard application that I have generated using the Vue CLI command, and I have imported the Keycloak JavaScript adapter using npm install or yarn add, and I'm using a Vue logger. So this is our configuration that we will be providing to the adapter. That's your realm, your client ID, your onload, what kind of mechanism you want to do. There is another, you can do check SSO, and in onload with login required, you will see the login page. It will always force to see the login page if user is not authenticated. Here I'm instantiating the Keycloak instance by providing the init configuration, and with the Keycloak init, I am providing this onload configuration here. So what action needs to be done after it loads this logic. So once the onload happen, it will redirect you to the Keycloak page. Once you put your credentials, then you get a promise object from the Keycloak instance. And in this response, you can check whether you are authenticated or not. If you are authenticated, then you can initialize your Vue application, or you can do the rendering part. So here I am passing my Keycloak instance as a prop, so I can use it further. And you can also store your Keycloak token in the local storage. So if you don't want to pass this as a prop and you want to use local storage, you can do that as well. But it has some implication from the security standpoint. And this is my interval set interval logic, where I'm basically doing a clock looping kind of check on whether the token is refreshed or not, or like what's the time cycle of my token is going to expire. So I'm keep updating my token. So this is your refresh token. So every time, with like every 6 seconds, the set interval will work, and update token also require a minimum validity second input. So this is how you are rotating your token. You can change according to your need, and I have it default setup like this, but it's up to you. Let's also see your backend little bit. So this is the Quarkus. If you haven't seen this, this is very easy. You in the application property, you just need to provide two fields. One is your YDC client ID and your auth URL. And this is very simple Java Quarkus REST endpoint, where I'm have a user endpoint, and I'm using this annotation which comes with the Quarkus adapter for the Keycloak, where you can just annotate and it will be your secured endpoint. If I remove that, it will be work like normal. And here I'm basically returning this user model. I'm not doing anything fancy here. Just one thing, I'm providing some extra headers for my application for avoiding any kind of cross origin issues. So this is, I'm allowing any requests from my front end. So let's start this and see in action. So I'm starting my backend and my front end. So let's first hit the backend. Okay. So this is a very simple Quarkus application, and I have one user API endpoint. If I try to hit it, I will get 401 unauthenticated. Now let's try our front-end application. So as you can see in the front-end application, you can do your user can provide your credentials, or if user is not available, you can do a registration. Or I have also enabled identity access using GitHub. So we'll see how we can do that. So I already created one user. First I'm trying to log in using that. So this is our Vue.js application secured by the Keycloak, and here the JWT token which we received from the Keycloak server, and this is the response we received from our Quarkus backend. So this is a very simple application and nothing fancy here. I'm just sending a token and getting response from my Quarkus backend. And let's see our local storage. So you can see our token is stored and the refresh token is stored. These are stored by the Keycloak adapter where it stores the information to do a callback to the Keycloak server. So you will see many of these configuration. And this is where our set interval is working, where it's checking when the token is refreshed or not. So let's try to change a bit and update the token lifespan to 1 minute. Also, let's try to change this. So you can see I'm trying to force my application and the Keycloak to refresh token very quickly, so we can understand that. And you can do other things as well. You can also see the user session, so you can see with the session details, and you can also remove the session if you want to revoke all session from here. And I also showed you the GitHub login, so you can just add a identity provider. So I'm using the GitHub one I already created. So it's very easy. You just need to go to your GitHub account and you create under your personal apps. You can create a OAuth application under the development settings. And when you create a new app, you will see two fields. One is client ID, one is secret. So you can configure it and you can enable it. So we can do that. So you can see the token is refreshed. So your token is refreshed here. If you see, if I refresh the page, you can also see the token is updated here. And now let's try to log in using the GitHub. So this is the app I have created in the GitHub developer setting, and here I am using the authorization part. We are not authenticating it. And once the authentication is done, I am redirected back to my application, and you are seeing that you are getting the response and you are getting the same kind of flow. So nothing changed as the user is taken from my GitHub account. So this is done.
All right, thank you for hanging out with me. Next week, Edson may or may not be with us because he's starting to take a little vacation time for the summer. But we're going to have Edson hanging out with us more often in this Thursday session. And then you're going to see more of us also on the Tuesday session once we give birth to that. And so thank you guys for your time today. You guys have my email address. If you need me, feel free to email me at burr@redhat.com. You guys get the emails, and you can just hit reply on the emails and give us ideas. I did take some ideas from Castillo here, so advanced topics on Keycloak, things like authorization services, complex policy permissions. I made note of that. We definitely have some Keycloak folks who can come talk to us more about those advanced settings. All right, well, thank you so much. You guys have a great day, and we'll sign off for now.